let's take a look at section 2.1 on set notation. So we're going to write down a set. There are two ways we can do it. The first method we can use is called the roster method. And the roster method just means we're going to list out every single element. Okay, so every single member of our set, we're just going to list them out. Okay, so it works good when you have small sets. So first of all, every set has to have a name. We usually use a capital letter, so I'm just going to call this set A. We want the set of numbers less than or equal to 10. So we've got A equals, and then we're going to have a curly bracket. Okay, in order to have a set, it's got to start and end with a curly bracket. And so at the set of numbers less than or equal to 10, I guess I should go back and put in some more information here. Because we just say just numbers and we could have negative numbers in there, and that's not what I intended. So we're going to list the numbers up to 10, then we'll just write them out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so that's using the roster method. We just list them out. 0 is not part of the natural numbers, so we don't have 0 here. Okay, the other way we can list out a set is using set builder notation. And with set builder notation, we usually use it when we have larger sets where we're just listing out the property that all the elements in the set have in common. So instead of listing out all the elements, sometimes we can't even do that. We can have a set that has so many elements we can't list them. So there are several different ways that we could make this set. So again, I'm going to call it set A, and then we've got a curly bracket. So one way we could do this one is we could say the set of all elements X, and that's how we start out set builder notation. And then we've got a vertical line that means such that. Okay, and then we list the property they have. So we could say X is a natural number less than, I'm going to run another M, or equal to 10. And then have our closed curly bracket there. Okay, so that would be fine. Or we could also say, I have to give you a little more information here, but we could also say elements in this set are x's such that x is a natural number. And so that crazy looking N there represents the natural numbers. The natural numbers are counting numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we could say x is a natural number and x is less than or equal to 10. Okay. So we just said the same thing we said in words, but with symbols. So some common sets of numbers you need to know, or that will help. Okay, we've got the natural numbers. And there, start at 1. It's our counting numbers. Okay. Sorry. We've got real numbers. So real numbers come up a lot. Well, let me put integers in here first. So we've got integers, and integers are not an I. Okay, what they are is they're a crazy looking Z. And it comes from the German word for integers. So and integers are just, we include negative numbers and 0. Okay, so we can go out both ways. And then, okay. I've got the crazy looking Z for integers, and then probably the other one you'll need to know is real numbers. And in those, we've got the integers, so we've got negative numbers, we've got fractions. Let's see what else we've got. We've got irrational numbers, so we've got stuff like square root of 2, pi, and those things. So those are in the real numbers. They're the numbers you're used to working with in algebra class, or the real numbers. Okay? So you can use those symbols, and this little symbol here that looks kind of like a curved E, it just means is a member of. Okay. And then this vertical bar here, you read that such that. So that means they have the following property. Okay. You just list them out. Okay. A couple other things you need to know. If we have some set, okay, so there we've got a set, and the elements are 3, 5, 7. Then one thing we like to talk about sometimes is it looks like the absolute value. Okay, but when we have this absolute value symbol here and we're using it in the context of sets, we say we're looking for the cardinal number. And the cardinal number just means how many elements do we have. Okay, so here the cardinal number of set B would be 3. We have 3 elements in there. Okay, let's see, so brain's not working good. Okay, so the cardinal number of set C over here, how many elements do we have in there? Well, our cardinal number would be 5. Okay. And then the other big idea in this section is that if we have, you'll see this thing called U, that's our universal set, it's our universe. Our textbook likes to use the letters in the alphabet for the universe, but it can be anything. So it just gives you the context you're working in. So like we could do all the digits between 0 and 10. And if that's our universe, then that means that those are the only possible elements that can be in our set. Okay, so then if we have a set made in this universe, okay, so maybe I'm going to take the odd numbers, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Okay. Then we've got this thing we call, our textbook uses a tick mark for. Okay, and this tick mark, it means complement. And the complement is just the set of all the elements that are not in the original set. So here, if we wanted a complement, we would want all the elements of our universe. Okay? So we're just looking up here. We want the elements in there that are not in the original set. So all the elements except these. And so if we wanted a complement here, it would be all the even numbers. Okay, I got a little crazy there. And so a complement would be all the even numbers there. So let's do another one. If we had set B, maybe it's just the elements 1, 2, 3. Okay. Then B complement would be all the elements that are not in B. So we would need 0, not 1, 2, 3, but then everything else. That would be our complement. Okay. One thing to be careful on: make sure that you're using the curly brackets. Okay. Every once in a while, Hawks will give you an answer box like this. I don't think it does it in this section any. It'll give you, sometimes Hawks will give you an answer box like that, and it already has the brackets, and you don't have to type them. But if it gives you just an answer box and asks for a set, you got to make sure to put in the brackets on each end. Okay? Make sure you don't miss out on that.